all the screens cleared themselves up. Let's see. Yep. Looks to me like we're working. Looks to me like we're working. Alright. Well, my Star Wars Legion kick continues. I think partly because it reminds me of my husband. He's still out of town. And partly because been, without him here, been a little down. Haven't been so into the extreme grimdark of Warhammer. Wanted to enjoy a little bit more like heroes and villains kind of Star Wars flair. So I don't know. Been on a Star Wars kick. I 3D printed some guys out that we're going to check out in a minute. I also picked up Bosk from a local shop. And then I got both of these expansions. I got ATRT and I got the Shore Troopers. I got these off Amazon one night when I couldn't sleep because they were actually 50% off. So these guys are normally like $39 or something, and I got them for like 20 bucks. Same thing with this thing. So pretty happy with that, to be honest. So yeah. So we'll check them out in a little bit. First off, we're going to look at some 3D prints. So, I'm going to start off with the big man himself. I'm so fucking happy with how this model has come out. This is my Rancor. This is from a company on my mini factory called Faux Figures. They make a bunch of different Star Wars monsters. I'm going to show you some more of their stuff in a second. But he is awesome. He is also a massive resin Chungus. It's just like really, really heavy. Like I really hope I never drop him. But oh my god, I'm so happy with him. So I'm gonna finish his base up, get him painted, and yeah, I'm just super in love with him. He was scale color walnut with Agrax Earthshade, and then he got dry brushes of fur brown, and this is uniform gray stippling. The claws are another scale color. This one, whose name is worn off. It's a good one though. But the name wore off the thing. I don't know what it's called anymore. But it's a really nice color for scales because it's got a little bit of, or claws and stuff. It's got a little bit of yellow in it. The tongue is Blood Angel's red with some flush wash over it. But yeah, so in love with this miniature. I really like how he came out, and it's such a good model. When you print him, he comes in a couple pieces. His arms are separate from the body, which is really nice because if you have a small printer, this thing will use up like your entire printer bed. With the Elegoo Saturn, you can fit the whole thing on one printer bed. Just make sure your printer pool or whatever has the resin in it, I forget what that's called, reservoir, I guess. Make sure that's super full because this guy uses a lot of resin. I did not hollow him out, which is one of the reasons why he's such a fucking chungus and so heavy. But you could easily. There's spots under the feet you could empty, and here where the arms attach, you could totally put a hole there too without issue. I've had a lot of bad luck with emptying things out, and he didn't come pre-hollowed, so I didn't hollow him out. All in all, he was like maybe $7 to print, which, considering I'm like turbo in love with him, I'm more than fine with. Alright, next up we got the Kitty Duo. So, we have a pair of Nexu. These are the cats from a bunch of the video games, but also Attack of the Clones. They're the pit beasts from that. I'm pretty happy with how they came out. I really like the like stripes that I did on them. They're really neat. I think they could have been a little lighter though. I think I made them a little dark, but I think they're pretty good. So when you buy this, these are again from Faux Figures. You'll get 3 poses. This is probably my favorite out of the pack. The third pose is him like coming down like a tree, and you actually get like part of a tree. Because these are in a lot of like the foresty areas in the games. But I think this is the coolest pose where it's like lunging forward. They come in half, so there's a line like here in the middle, so you print their ass and then you print their front. Which is okay. I mean, it doesn't really make a difference. Just keep in mind that when you print them, like I had to cut the nubs off where they're supposed to like slide in together, and then just glue them together. Just because, you know, they reshape and remove a little bit when they print, and it was a pretty tight fit, so I had to cut those off and then just glue them. Because of that, I had a little bit of like warping in that area, so I just hit it with a tiny bit of green stuff. Can't even see it. And last but not least, the last thing I printed from Faux Figures so far are these rack ghouls. So these are rack ghouls. They're like zombie, reptile, mutant Sith things. They're like a weird zombie plague that turns you into a monster. They're pretty sweet. They come in a couple different packs. I picked up the monthly pack that gives you all the packs. But these are what I referred to as from Faux Figures as the quote-unquote dumb ghouls. They don't really have any weapons or anything like that. The other ones have like weapons like swords and stuff. But I kind of liked the less, more feral ones, but they were kind of cool. I painted them up like they are in Swoter, where they have like the red highlights and the gray bodies. They do have a ton of little spikes and teeth and stuff that you could probably pick out, but I'm going to be super honest. They're so tiny. I just decided to not paint them and just let them be. I thought my poor attempt to paint them would look worse than not painting them. I think they look pretty good. So they're a light gray mixed with some like scarlet for the hands and the feet and the neck and stuff. That's all just like kind of heavy dry brushed on, and the whole thing's been hit with Agrax after that. Not Agrax, I'm sorry. Has been hit with Dawn Oil after that. But yeah, they're pretty cool too. I'm really happy with them. To be honest, everything I've gotten from Faux Figures I'm super happy with. Everything's printed really well with the default supports. It's all really detailed. It's really good. It's super, super good. Yeah, absolutely in love with it. I think I want a... What are they called? A Reek from them. I think I want to pick up the Reek next. And I did pick up the file for the Acklay, but I have not printed it yet. I think I'm actually going to try printing it tonight. So, yeah. Alright. So that's the end of the 3D printing stuff. Let's look at the official stuff. So I got Bosk here. Bosk is a pretty cool lizard bro. Everybody likes Bosk. Unless you're a Wookiee. He's a Trandoshan. Bounty Hunter. Showed up in Empire Strikes Back and then in a couple other places. I think he actually shows up in Rebels. I really need to watch Rebels. I've only seen bits and bobs of it. Let's see. Looks like we get Bosk. Looks like he's got some options in there, which is pretty dope. Yeah, let's see. We got body there. Really nice little detail on that. And then it looks like he's got a couple of arm options. So he can be either holding his rifle, he's going to shoot it, or he can be like throwing a grenade of some kind. And he's got a little base there. But yeah, these little pieces. Oh, he comes with instructions. All the new Star Wars Legion stuff, all the instructions are online. Yeah, so it looks like he can have a grenade or he can have his rifle. So I guess he can be the pose on the box there or that one there in the back. I kind of like the pose on the box. I don't see many people paint him with the rifle. Most people seem to paint him with the grenade. But yeah, he'll be super glue. Just because of the kind of plastic he is. And then there's all the credits, because it's super cool that they do that. So there's the credits. then we get some Bosk rules. I really wish they would do Forlom and Zuckuss. Because they've done IG-88 now, so they just need Dengar, Forlom, and Zuckuss, and they have the entire Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back crew. Alright, so let's see. We have some different tokens there. And then we have his symbol. I guess it's some kind of mine or something. Yeah, I guess he does some kind of toxic thing, because those are like a toxic symbol. Nice. So I imagine any new Bosks that come out probably come out with like the new cards and stuff, because I think new Bosks can actually be like an operative and be in like almost any army. But this says he can be Empire only. Alright, let's see. He's got Endurance. He's got Hunter. He has Emergency Stims. And then we have Merciless Munitions. There he is with like the gas grenade. Reptilian Rampage. It's a cool boss picture. Lying in wait. Come on. Come on. Focus on the box picture. There we go. Got a cool boss picture there. And then we've got boss card here. So he's a one-man unit. He's got 7 life. I don't remember what the yellow symbol is. The yellow. I don't remember what that is actually. Weird. Oh, move maybe. No, because this is move. This is 2 pips for move. Yeah, I don't know what the other symbol is. He doesn't convert anything. He has white dice for defense. Looks like he regenerates wounds, which is pretty cool. And then he has a melee pierce thing, or he can hit people with his mortar rifle, which has a ton of shots, but cannot be used up close. So yeah, it's a cool old dude. I'm a big fan of Bosk. I like all the bounty hunters. I would love to see a Dengar, Forlom, and Zuckuss. Forlom and Zuckuss are some of my favorite characters. So I would love to see them. Go. That's Bosk. Next up, I grabbed this for like half price off Amazon. Maybe because the box is beat up, I don't know. It was literally like 20 bucks, which is pretty sweet. So this is an ATRT, which is like a little walker. This is the one for the clones. So there is a version of this for the not Empire, for the Rebels as well. But this one's for the clones, because I've got a clone army. And I thought he'd be a little bit better support for them. Ooh, he comes out a runner. Nice. Hell yeah. That's what I like to see. So it's got a pretty big base. Pretty cool. And then, well, I guess let's look at all the instructions and stuff, and then we'll look at the runners, because then we can know what everything is. Alright, so it looks like we can have 2 different pilots. One where he's like holding the controls, or one where he has like his arm up with a gun. That's pretty cool. So if you had more than one, they wouldn't match, which is really neat. They also have different heads too, which is super cool, and different little pieces, because the one guy's got like ammo around his leg, so that's pretty sweet. So yeah, so if you have more than one, you have some options. Also, it looks like you're going to get options for how the legs go, like which foot you want forward. That's pretty cool. I like the HRT. It's a weird design, and I was like, oh, this is kind of dumb at first when I first saw them. And it definitely grew on me, because I realized it wasn't a mini ATST. It was basically like a speeder bike with legs. And I just thought that was cool. it is. There's the symbols. And the different tokens she comes with. And then we got our cards here. Here's our ATRT. It has a rocket launcher or grappling claws, which are the feats, I imagine. That's pretty cool. And then he can have a rotary blaster. It's a ton of black dice. TRT laser cannon. It's like one big shot. Or a flamethrower. It's pretty cool. It can have a flamethrower. And he also has linked targeting array. Come on. Linked targeting array. And comms jammer. So, yeah, that's all the cardboard. Let's look at that runner. So it looks like we're actually going to get 4 legs on this runner. And if that's true, you can actually do way more poses than what's on these instructions. You're gonna get an extra rider anyway, which is really neat. So yeah, there's 4 legs because these are legs, right? So like in theory, you could have it like just standing feet next to each other, like at ease. Now, that's pretty cool. There's the different guns too. Those look pretty easy to magnetize. Honestly, I'm just going to pick one and put it on. But they look like they'd be pretty easy to magnetize if you really wanted to. You would basically just cut this here, glue a magnet there. Maybe I will magnetize them, I don't know yet. Yeah, you're going to have 4 legs. It just looks like you're only going to get 2 feet though. So... and then you get 2 whole pilots, which is really neat. They have different helmets and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm always happy when they come on the runners, right? Just because the detail's a little bit sharper. And I do enjoy assembling the miniatures. I know not everybody does, but I really enjoy assembling them, so... yeah, that is the ATRT for the Republic. How do I fold up these instructions? I don't know. There we go. The instructions are like folding up maps. Like, they're just one of those things where it's like nobody really knows how to do it. Alright, next up, I got some Shore Troopers. So these are the special stormtroopers that show up on Scarif. And I really need to get a new knife. Look at that. Look at it. It just never doesn't have to hold the blades anymore. They show up in Scarif in Rogue One. And they're fighting on like the beach, which is really cool. These are probably like my second favorite Stormtrooper design. You get a whole bunch of them in here, which is really cool. The only Stormtroopers I think they're cooler than these. I really like the First Empire Stormtroopers. They're really neat. But yeah, these guys are super cool. I actually really want to 3D print a bunch of these guys. So one of the reasons I grabbed the official kit is so I could like see the size and see if it's right and all when I do the 3D prints. So it's actually one of the things we're gonna check. If I can find the 3D print guy. Hold on, give me a sec, let me find him. I got some sexy Twi'leks I 3D printed. Ooh, so sexy. They're gonna be a piece of terrain. Here it goes. That's him. Boom, 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 boom. Alright. So I've got this trooper here holding a tray. This guy was a free file from Darkfire Designs. Darkfire is a ton of really cool like troops and stuff. So I want to test him out, see if he's about the same size, see if he'll look okay to get mixed in. All right, so we get 7 guys, including the guy with the mortar, which is really cool. Then we have our credits. If you go to Darkfire, they actually have like gun teams and stuff that are also matching shore troopers. So if you wanted the big heavy repeater and stuff, you can actually get it to match your army, which is really cool. All right, let's check this out. Come on, come on, come on. All right, so we've got 2 units here. I think it's 1 for the troops and then 1 for the mortar. Yep, there it is. Boom. This is the same kind of mortar you can actually mount on an AT-ST, which is really neat. Like just from like a lore design standpoint, it's really cool. So 1-man squad, AT-ST mortar. Boom. Wow, he has really long standby range. That's really cool. Mortar. Yeah. Hits a lot. And then we have the troopers. They're just standard little troopers. They can have a bunch of upgrades though. So they can apparently add an extra shore trooper. So they have 4 guys, so you can add an extra one, make it 5. They can have environmental gear. They can gain increased standby range. They can gain endurance. Or they can gain a T-21B trooper, which I'm guessing is like a heavy rifle. I'm assuming this is like the heavy rifle guy. Yeah, this guy's like a heavy support option if you look at the card. Yeah, so you've got heavy support guy, trooper. It's kind of a shame the mortar can't gain an extra guy. It can only gain whatever, like a equipment. Would have been nice to have like 2 guys with the mortar. But yeah, that's all the cards for it. Let's take a look at the minis. But yeah, I've been on a really hard Star Wars Legion kick, man. Yeah. I really want to like, I don't know. I wish there was like a skirmish version of Star Wars Legion. In theory, you could play anything with skirmish and just not fill, because like these have all the rolls and stuff on them. You just wouldn't fill the unit out, alright? That's essentially what you would do. Alright, so let's see. Here's our mortar bro. This guy with the mortar. This is a dude who's just walking and pointing his gun. We've got the like squad commander. We've got, this is the heavy rifle guy. Dude who's running forward. We've got another guy kind of standing with his rifle. And then we have a guy kneeling. Alright, so let's build one of these guys. So we have something to compare to the 3D printed dude. I think the 3D printed dude's probably going to be a little bit leaner, but he looks like he's going to be on the same size. So we'll see. We'll build one and we'll go from there. Because I would like, since these aren't like, you know, plastic on the sprue minis, I would really like to, have alternate options, right? Like if I wanted to do an entire shore trooper army, I don't want them all to be made out of this kit, you know? This is a great kit, but I just, you know, I want more poses and stuff. And I'd like to have the option to like have everything match too, you know? So like I would pick up like that heavy weapon repeater team and stuff. There we go. So super glue on these guys. They don't need a ton because they do hold together really well, but they need a little bit just to make sure they don't go popping apart on me. Boo, 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 boop, boop, boo. The Darkfire mini set of Stormtroopers actually, or Shore Troopers, actually has a guy in like a beach chair with a pina colada. Not gonna lie, I want to print that really bad. Alright. So there he is. And then here's the 3D printed guy. The 3D printed guy's head was on right, because I guess it's actually not. I guess it's seated a little high. If it was on right, he would be spot on. Like 100% spot on. Let's see if we can fix his head. The next stump filled in with resin a little. Give me a second. Let me see if I can fix it. Probably not going to be able to on camera. I'll probably have to drill it out. I don't want to do that on camera because I have to get my respirator and stuff for drilling resin. Oh, definitely better. But yeah, that's pretty good. And the helmet's a little bit smaller. He's a little bit leaner. But besides that, that's pretty good. That's good enough that if you mixed him in, you want to be able to tell. The only thing I might do is print the helmet super slightly larger. Yeah, like maybe like 5% bigger. I would print the helmet. That's like the only difference. And then he would basically be spot on. Because like if you look at where the crotch is, if you look at where the knees are, the shoulders are about equal. They're a little bit lower on the official guy, but I mean, that's human height variation. The only real big thing that really throws it off, his arms are a little bit shorter on the 3D printed one. The helmet's a little bit smaller. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably print the helmet like 5% bigger, and then he'll be like perfectly match. That'll actually help me see the detail in the helmet too, because the helmet has a ton of detail on it. Let's build another one. They're really fun. Let's have another candy, you know? But yeah. Yeah, I definitely, yeah, we'll build this guy. Yeah, I want to build a kneeling guy. Yeah, definitely, I want to try out some of their trooper minis. Especially considering, like, some of the Legion troops that you would want are kind of old. That's not criticism of the makers at all, it's just they were some of the older sculpts. There we go. Like the standard Stormtrooper, right? It's a pretty old mini. They are. Like a lot of the details are very soft and stuff, so. But yeah, it'd be really cool to get some Stormtroopers and then do some Remnant Troopers with them and have like a Remnant force would be kind of cool. Also, just be really neat to have a Scarif force. You know, that's these guys. As you can see, all the bases right now for my guys here in the back, they're all just default red. I plan on adding more to them. I'm going to 3D print out some base bits for them to make them the bases a little more standout. Some of them I've been doing like a brown dry brush, so they're not just like pure red. Originally when I did my Legion minis, they just had just pure red bases. But my artistry has improved drastically since then. I mean, I did my original Legion guys, God, years and years and years ago. God, we're talking like 3 years ago, legitimately. my skills have drastically improved for mini painting. Yeah, so there's the guy with his rifle. Kneeling on down. Kneeling on down. Yeah, I'm definitely going to print those helmets a little bit bigger. But if I do, I think they'll match really well. Just got to make the helmets a little bit bigger. Let's do another one. They're really fun. They're really fun. Oh, I don't know, man. I've been really enjoying the Star Wars stuff. I saw someone on the Reddit did like a custom like a scenario thing that looked really cool. There's big table set up, and it was super cool. And it looked like some kind of thing where it was like Jedi and stuff versus droids. It looked really cool. I was like, man, I want to do that. That looks cool. Yeah, they had their table all set up with like a bunch of like big corridors and stuff, like they're on a ship. It was super cool. I was like, oh, I want to do that. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we'll come up with something. Maybe we'll come up with some little game to play. I was thinking about doing Stargrave, to be honest. With the Legion minis, I thought that might be pretty fun. But I do also just like the Legion cards and stuff. The way the dice work and everything. Like, Legion's just a good game. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'll make up some characters and, you know, have them fight some droids and shit. Just kind of make a homebrew fun time kind of thing. So there's the heavy support blaster guy. And honestly, the stats, since technically the stats on the cards are per unit, where I think one person has like one, you know, one attack, and they can make all these attacks and everything, it would be really easy just to turn it into a skirmish game. Now that I really think about it, it would actually be super easy. Because instead of like having a unit size, you would just treat it as being one guy. Even if you had droids, like just having them have a unit size, I mean, that would still be fine, right? You know, there's lots of times in movies, like, you know, Obi-Wan Kenobi, like, rolls through a squad of droids or whatever, you know? That's not that uncommon. You just have to be careful with, like, the elites and stuff, because then they could really wreck your characters if you were going to play, like, a narrative thing. But yeah, definitely if you're interested in Legion, check Amazon right now, because like I legitimately got these guys for half price. So, spoiler alert, I also have an ATST coming. I got it for $15 off. So, real talk, check Amazon right now. A lot of the characters and stuff are all the same price, but a lot of the boxes are pretty heavily discounted, which is really nice. You know, war games are great. They're even greater when you can afford them. You know what I mean? You don't have to go poor to play with your toys. You know? You know what? Fuck it. We're just gonna build everything. We're gonna build all the shore troopers. Just fuck it. Because I want to. Because I want to play with my toys. So yeah. So, speaking of discounted things, on Sunday, I have this month's Imperium magazine set. That's 4 extremely good magazines. Super, super good. Including some paints I don't have, some models I don't have, a piece of terrain. One model I have, but it's still like a $38 model or something stupid. There he is, running forward. Pretty cool. Stretch out a little. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And then this month is also the second premium kit that I got. So I think I've gotten them all so far, but it's the second one they've sent out to the U.S., which is the Tyranids, and that's pretty dope. Because Nidvember is here among us, and I'm gonna try to get a good number of my Nids up and painted so I can play with them. Excuse me. Don't know where that came from. I figured out a paint scheme for them last month, and now they are ready to play, or ready to paint, not play. But tomorrow I am going down to town to play Space Station Zero. I've got a friend named Kyle. He's going to play with me. We're going to play a couple games Space Station Zero, so I'm going to show it to him. I think he's looking for something like kind of fun and co-op-y and not super competitive. So I am more than happy to show him Space Station Zero, because I had an amazing time playing it. I will not be taking my Space Otters, who were the stars of my campaign that I filmed. I will instead be taking the former star of the Necromunda campaign I filmed, Meathammer. And I will be taking Meathammer for a journey through the spaceship. Which will be pretty fun. So, going to meet him tomorrow to play. If you're in Hawaii, I'll be over at Armchair Adventure. Pretty dope. Yeah. So I'm going to take game mat and terrain and the book and a bunch of printouts, and we're going to have ourselves a little game. Should be good. I believe he's going to be using Infinity Minis, which is pretty dope. And I'll be using the GW Necromunda stuff. I'll put together a team in the morning, and then I'll help him put a team together when I get there, and it'll be pretty cool. I don't think I showed the last guy off. Let me show him off. I'll show him off and this guy off. There he is. That's the commander. He commands the Durs. And then here's just a trooper walking forward. And last but not least, we got Captain Mortar. That's the mortar sound in my head. Dun, dun, dun. I do not remember there being mortar guys in this movie, but it's cool. You know, there probably were. There was like ATSTs and all kinds of stuff on that planet, on Scarif. You know. All right, so I guess the mortar should go like that, and I guess he's gonna go like that. So let's put the mortar down first. He's technically on like a vehicle base, so there we go. And then this. I guess let's put the dude together. There we go. And then I have both hands on the tube. And where does his rifle go? And just like lay it on the ground maybe, or maybe I sling it over his back. So maybe it slings over the back. Let's check the old instructions. What did I do with those? There. Let's see. Where's the rifle going, the mortar guy? Yeah, I think it goes on his back. Let's see. Magazine go in or out? Magazine goes out, I guess. I guess it goes like that. There's not a clear, like I see where it's supposed to connect the 2 points. There's not a clear, this is where the rifle connects to those at anywhere. So I guess we'll do that. So bonk, 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 bonk. Go. There we go. Okay, weird. That was a little annoying to put on, but not terrible. Alright, and then he's standing here with the mortar. Don't think I need to glue his hands to the mortar. I think I just need to glue his legs to the base and he'll be fine. My mortar's a little crooked, but it's okay. It's not terrible. Tighten the legs up a little and we'll fix it. Use the base anyway, not the mini. But she's a little crooked. Story of my life. Nothing straight. But yeah, they're pretty damn cool. I like them a lot. I will probably do some test prints for the Darkfire Studios ones tonight. See how they print up with slightly larger heads. I think if I print them with like a 5% bigger head, I think it will be perfect. So, yeah. But yeah, so that's all my 3D prints for Legion that I've done recently, and all my guys that I picked up today and recently. And yeah, should be pretty good. Well, hopefully you enjoyed looking at all those models and listening to me ramble about my toys, because that's what a grown man does. And I will catch you guys on Sunday for Imperium unboxing, where we're going to open up and look at this month's Imperium and Premium set. And I'll probably have some pictures up on Instagram from tomorrow's game of Space Station Zero. But, thank you for watching, and keep on keeping on.